All right, today we are stepping into the ring for a real high-stakes showdown. In one corner, you've got the undisputed, long-reigning champion of online collectibles, eBay. And in the other corner, you've got the flashy, fast-moving new challenger that's built entirely on live streaming, Whatnot.
Look, the market for everything from Pokemon cards to vintage comics is just absolutely exploding right now. And it's got every single seller asking one huge question. In this day and age, which platform is really the best place to turn your collection into cold, hard cash?
And if you're thinking Whatnot is just some little niche app, you got to think again. This number? This is its valuation. That's not just a contender. That's a certified heavyweight player that has grown at a jaw-dropping speed. It's signaling a massive shift in how we all buy and sell stuff online.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break down this battle. First, we'll look at what makes each platform tick, their core identities. Then we're going to crunch the numbers on fees. After that, we'll analyze the winning strategies for sellers, and finally, we'll deliver the final verdict.
So first up, let's meet our fighters. On one side, you have eBay, the titan. This company was founded way back in 1995. It's a global giant, the institution everyone knows. And on the other side, we've got Whatnot, the disruptor. It only launched in 2019, and its whole game plan is built around the crazy, high-energy world of live-streamed auctions.
So let's get right into our first round, the platform personalities. Because honestly, the fundamental vibe of each platform could not be more different. And this isn't just about where you sell, it's about how you sell.
You see, the key to understanding Whatnot is that it's not really just an auction site. It's a streaming platform where the seller is basically a performer. The show itself, the energy, the back and forth with the chat, it's all part of the product. This is shopping as pure entertainment.
Now this tells a really fascinating story about two completely different worlds. eBay's audience? It's global, it's a bit older, and they do their homework. They compare prices, they research items before they even think about buying. Whatnot, on the other hand, captures a younger, mainly male, US-based audience that just thrives on impulse buys and the thrill of the moment.
And for some sellers, that high-energy, community-driven vibe is an absolute goldmine. This user on Reddit just perfectly captured that feeling of explosive growth. You build a small but super loyal following that shows up to every single stream ready to buy. For the right kind of person, success can be unbelievably fast.
But here's the other side of that coin. For a lot of people, that same high-energy environment feels less like a fun community and a lot more like a casino. The pressure, the crazy fast bidding, the fear of missing out, it can feel manipulative, and for some people, it feels dangerously close to actual gambling.
All right, let's switch gears from the vibe to the vault. This is what every seller really wants to know. When a sale is finally made, who takes the bigger cut? Let's break down the fees, shall we?
At first glance, this looks like a total knockout. For most collectibles, Whatnot's 8% commission is way lower than eBay's 13.25%. We're talking a potential saving of over 40% on that main fee, which can make a huge difference to your bottom line at the end of the day.
But, it's never quite that simple, is it? Once you factor in things like payment processing and other order fees, the picture gets a little more complicated. As you can see from this breakdown of a $100 sale, Whatnot is still the winner, yeah? But the margin gets a lot smaller. You're taking home about $2.50 extra on Whatnot, which is nice, but it's maybe not the total game changer you thought it would be.
So here's the crucial point. Making money isn't just about the fee percentage, it's about your strategy. Seriously, the skills that make you a star on eBay could make you a total flop on Whatnot and vice versa. Let's dive into our third round and look at the winning playbook for each platform. This slide really gets to the heart of it all. To win on eBay, you have to be a meticulous digital curator. You need amazing photos, keyword-rich descriptions, and the patience to wait for that one perfect buyer to find your museum piece. But to win on Whatnot, you got to be a live performer. You need charisma, you need to know how to engage a crowd, and you need the stamina to run an entertaining show night after night. And here we go. This is a critical piece of insider knowledge from a Reddit user. To make the Whatnot model actually work with its super low starting bids, you can't just sell off a few things from your personal collection. No way. The most successful sellers have absolutely mastered sourcing. They're buying massive quantities of inventory at a low average cost, so they can actually afford to let some items go for cheap. So the playbook for Whatnot success is really a full-blown business model. First, you source in bulk to get your costs way down. Second, you build your brand by streaming all the time and creating a real community around your channel. And third,
You perform. You have to create an entertaining show that makes people want to stick around and, more importantly, makes them want to bid.
So, we've looked at the platforms, the money, the strategies. I think it's time for the final verdict. But before we can declare a winner, we really have to talk about the platform's potential dark side.
This warning from a user just nails a very common feeling out there. The whole gamified nature of Whatnot, the fast countdowns, the social pressure, that absolute thrill of winning a bid, it can be genuinely addictive. For buyers, this can easily lead to overspending and a whole lot of regret. It's a powerful engine for sales for sure, but it's one that buyers need to approach with some serious discipline.
So, what's the answer? Well, there is no single champion here. The right choice depends entirely on you and what you're selling. This slide breaks it all down. eBay is your arena if you're a patient researcher with high-value items for a global audience. But Whatnot? Whatnot is your stage if you're an energetic performer who's looking to move a lot of common inventory fast and build a loyal tribe while you're at it.
And honestly, this is the real pro move these days. The smartest sellers don't choose one or the other. They use both. They use eBay's massive search-driven marketplace for their rare, expensive stuff, while using Whatnot's fast-paced live stream format to just liquidate common stock, generate quick cash, and build their brand.
So at the end of the day, the decision really comes down to a simple question of identity. When you look at your collection, when you think about how you want to sell it, which role fits you better? Are you the quiet, meticulous librarian carefully cataloging treasures for the world to find? Or are you the charismatic, fast-talking auctioneer working the crowd under the bright lights? The choice is yours.